Mother of God.
Let me guess. You've just bought Hell Let Loose in the winter Steam sale, or even recently, you've picked it up in the Windows Store update. You've joined a game, you've died 100 times to things that you've never seen or heard or even knew existed, and you've been yelled at by everyone on the server. Well, I'm here to help. Plato said, if one has made a mistake and fails to correct it, one has made a greater mistake. And if you're sitting there thinking, why should I listen to this guy? I get it, but I've played a lot of Hell Let Loose. Like, a lot. I've even been fortunate enough to play comp Hell Let Loose. I'm not going to pretend like I was the best player, but I was good. I was okay. I was above average some of the time. So it's safe to say that I have some knowledge to pass on about this game. So, let me teach you some of the basics of the game and get you back out there. But first...
Now, I cannot teach you the game
Hell Let Loose
until your conditioning is at a level that allows me to do so.
So, to help describe some of the lingo that we use in Hell Let Loose, we've come to our trusty strat sketch. Now, when we're talking about hard cap or hard point, we're talking about these, the circles. Now, seeing as we're only talking about warfare mode, not offensive mode, these are important, but these are not the be-all and end-all of the game. These are only worth 3 times your cap weight. When you're in the cap sector, which is the 4 squares around the point, any of this area here, you are still contributing 1 point to your cap weight. Cap weight is the total amount of value you have in this sector. So it's very important to not get caught up with just the circle. The next important piece of lingo that we use is front door. Front door squads are the most important part of Hell Let Loose. If you draw a line between the 2 hard points, this is where your front door wants to stay as close as possible. So if we were playing this map, an acceptable front door path would be to maybe come down Red Road here and around here, or potentially down this way and in through there. These are both acceptable front door practices here. The reason that front door is so important in Hell Let Loose is that it keeps the most amount of numbers either in or near a sector. We won't go too heavy into flanking on this video because everyone and their dog will flank in a public game. That is just the way of it. This is a very arduous task, but it is very important. Nevertheless, when we talk about flanking, there's generally 2 ways you can do it. The wide flank, where we start all the way down the bottom here, or a narrow flank, where we start a bit closer. If you are going to flank, only ever narrow flank. The reason being that if you do this for the wide flank tactic, although it may feel like you are contributing more to the team because you're advancing ground with less resistance, you are out of sector. And you are in fact so far out of sector that you are doing nothing. Here, if you choose to flank and you are struggling to move, at least you are in sector. You are contributing to a defensive cap weight. I believe it takes about 2.5 minutes to run across one of these squares. So if you start your flank from here, at best, you'll be arriving at your destination in roughly 8 to 10 minutes. It takes 2 minutes to cap a point, which means in the 8 to 10 minutes, it takes you to go from point A to your point B. In theory, you could have lost the entire game. So now you know what you're going to be doing. Let's go into our settings. The default settings for Hell Let Loose are unfortunately very poor, but this is a decent setting that will hopefully make sure that your ears aren't bleeding at the end of the hour and a half, and give you half a chance to actually see the enemies that are shooting you. Okay, now that we've got our settings under the way, we need to find a game, join, and select Create a Squad. I always generally recommend learning Squad Lead and Support first for any new players, as this will teach you the game the fastest. Yes, it is a bit scary, but it's really not that bad. There are plenty of veterans out there that know what they're doing, that'll help guide you along the way, as long as you're willing to learn and you're not a dick about it. The main goal of squad leading is to keep your OP alive for as long as possible. There's nothing worse than having no spawns on the map playing Hell Let Loose. The second most important is to try and get into a good position for your squad to do the most amount of murder, or as we in business call it, milking. It's also kind of important to help build garrisons every now and then. Now, once you've spawned in and you've found a good place to put your OP, the next thing you should do is locate the M key on your mouse board and click it. This will open up the in-game map. Now, there's lots of information here to dissect and lots to interact with. For starters, you can right-click anywhere on the map and place a marker. This can be useful to place an enemy tank or an enemy garrison that you may know. The other thing that you will see is all your friendly spawns. If there is a red exclamation mark in the spawn, there is an enemy, either tank or infantry, near that spawn. If the garrison, which is the green circles, is a hard red, this means that there is an enemy next to the garrison. This is, of course, in the blue zone. We will not talk about red zone because you should not build red zone garrisons at any point. This is because they are locked out within 100 meters. And before you know it, you'll be a Hell Let Loose god. Just like that. And that's it. That's all there really is to it. Not really at all. There's actually heaps to learn in this game. And the more you play it, the more there seems to be to learn. Even after 2,000 plus hours in many comp games, I'm still learning this game. There's different roles to play, there's different ways to play it, but it is a good fun game, and there's lots of good communities around it. And there's plenty of content out there that you can search to find how to play these different roles in different ways. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I've got some other videos here. If you like this, I do have a couple more ideas of this kind of style. So make sure you like and subscribe so I know that you guys are enjoying it. Please share it to as many people that you know play Hell Let Loose. The idea of this video was to try and elevate the quality of gameplay on the public servers, particularly here in the Oceanic region. Thanks very much for watching. Also, come check out my Twitch, which I'll try and chuck in the description because I should be casting some games actually in this upcoming year, which is another good way to learn. Watch the professionals, watch the people that have this many hours in the game play each other. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Be good to one another, enjoy the rest of your day or night, and enjoy your Hell Let Loose experience.